The moment that was most memorable to me was actually off camera when I had to go and shower after a 16-hour day of being literally covered in blood the entire day. And I go to get in the shower and there are chunks, like literal chunks of sloppy joes all over the shower. It was pretty grotesque and it definitely left an impression on me. I don't know if I'll be eating sloppy joes anytime in the near future.
Filmed in this kind of like little mansion where they have weddings at and everything, and it was a really nice house. It was kind of like almost like taking a step back in time.
Remember, we're creating characters, so we want to emphasize each one of your attributes. Okay, so let's go over this real fast. What we're doing is going to get rehearsed. We already outlined the assistant directors. Janine Avery, for those that forgot, is my first. Pat Millette is my second. Okay, what we're doing here is we're just going to shoot the outdoor scene of you guys entering first. There are marks for everybody out there. I'm going to tell you how to enter the room, and then I'm going to let Janine and Pat kind of single out each one of you if there's any concerns that you guys have to help that whole continuity thing. This is my first time doing an off-location or on-location event, so
away from home. Away from home,
yes. Keep in mind that we all have to stay together here for the next couple days.
360 is better for your vision. Go with it for the shower. Yeah, it's just you get a different form of motion blur on it.
So then how about our whole...
Oh, that's not good.
Day one, we're shooting, and the power goes out. And you know, that's just one of those things. It's like, if you don't have a plane, this or that, the power goes out. And thank God, you know, Adam and the team were prepped. They had a generator. We hardly stopped for not long at all and just got the ball rolling. But, you know, there was the slightest chance, had they not been prepared and everything not worked out, that we could have been shooting a horror film in a scary house in the dark. And it would have been great. But I'm glad we didn't do that. Because I like the film we shot better.
I know.
Cameras rolling, quiet please.
Speed.
Fang, shot 2, scene 19, take 2.
Okay. On you, Joe, and set. Action.
I think the most memorable scene will probably be the dinner scene. We're all at the house with Doris and Roy, and we're starting to notice that something is not quite right with them.
Oh, are you filming that whole time? Good, good. This little dingy thing, really, I love it.
Oh, I know. I really like it.
Especially for you.
I did.
He said that was
How's your light?
Looks good. Pat, come in here with the light for a second.
What's that?
Come in here for a second. Foods first. He'll step over here between the two. Start working on Melantha. As soon as he starts working on Melantha, you put your cane up, you go into Joe. Okay? You do your poking of Joe. Boy, what's wrong with you? But I do want to see her face at one point.
Alright, when you do the light, are we both coming up at the same time when she speaks?
Yeah, so maybe that would be good. So maybe.
Well, they don't even have to be there now.
Remember, she's over here, okay? Alright. Are we good? Are you good, Pat?
Good.
Okay. Quiet and set. Camera rolling.
Speed.
Fang, scene 25, shot 17, take 1.
Alright, Pat.
Set.
On my mark. Give it a 2 count and then go for it, okay? Action.
It's getting late. I need to put you in your
I think it would look a lot cooler if I said that. I said, step away from the door. She turns, says her line. I just go right up to her, and simultaneously as I'm walking, she just.
Yeah, because I feel like he'd be moving towards her.
Okay. Boom. It's finished. And we're just going to add the blood to it later. You know, now keep in mind this is all going to be covered by your shirt. So.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. All 3. Action. Now, action. Well, I got on the ceiling.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And the wall.
Alright.
that up quick.
We need a wet sponge.
We got a ladder? I have a ladder.
Yeah, it's in the back room next to the
Holy.
Do you want to check the footage?
watch your
Don't move. Stay on the top.
Okay.
I know.
The effects in the film are mostly practical effects. So I love practical effects. I love horror movies. I grew up on horror movies, and my favorite movies are the older ones where they didn't have the technology they do now. And so I was really excited when I heard we were doing a lot of practical effects. We had like squirt guns of blood, and we had smoke machines and Sloppy Joe. it was really exactly what I hoped for, and I'm excited. I think it's going to look great. I think tangible effects are better for actors because, you know, you're not talking to a tennis ball. You know, it's exciting.
We're gonna make a movie today, and I want to show you something.
Hey, you want to
Take a look at these.
This is a couple inches? I'm okay with it.
Nice ass shot?
Yeah, it was a nice ass shot.
So,
And this movie just got rated R.
it is our So,
The fuck you looking at?
so when you see all this, normally we get a little concerned. And the concern is that they're making some blood. So we're about to fuck some shit up. You good? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cut! Give them
Behind you, behind you.
No.
Get it while it's wet.
Just like the dentist.
Alright! Does everybody know what they're doing?
No.
Not really.
Problem solved. Now, have you seen another girl running around here?
No, ma'am.
When I return, you better have this finished. For tomorrow we celebrate.
Ow, there we go. Sorry, I glued my arm to myself.
Hello? Mr. Crowley? Mrs. Crowley? Is that you?
It's gonna be a slow creep on that. When you do the door,
Yeah.
actually you can get your ass out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll try.
Oh, is that what happens? He's going through during that moment while we're all quietly staring in fear?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're back here.
Where'd she go?
Where'd she go?
What is wrong with her?
Shut the door! Come on!
Harold, what is wrong with her?
If we don't get the door shut quickly, you'll find out, so please!
Alright.
Mushy.
Turn this way.
Sorry, that was the other shoulder. Yeah,
Huh?
she bites her on her right shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the claw.
The
It's
hand-
here. She put hands up and then bites me here.
Yep.
I got a text one day, probably like 3 in the morning from Adam, like usual. That's how I usually get told about these projects. And he asked me if I wanted to be in a werewolf movie because he was starting to write one. And I thought it would be pretty interesting. And he said in particular he wanted a definite yes because he was writing a scene for me. I was very intrigued and a little disturbed when I saw what he actually wrote for me, but it was great.
Bill Beath does our makeup, and he's just phenomenal. He's been great to work with. It's awesome with all the blood and the track marks, and especially Doris and Roy. That's going to be awesome. So I would say this is different from Adam's other films in that this is heavier into the horror and the grindhouse part of it. I think he's done some kind of things dabbling in horror, but I think recently he's done more sci-fi. So I think he's coming back to true horror.
we should walk away.
Yeah. Maybe let's run?
Sounds good.
Jesus, Lord, help us!
You and Jesus can't help you now.
And then that knife would come up over on this side, and then you'll be able to stab it.
Oh, you want to see me stab him before? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then my knife's already bloody.
You're gonna.
Unless there was one.
Yeah.
What I was gonna do is the actor was gonna go and go down.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, do you want me to go down after he stabs me? That's up to you.
Down.
Well, because that's what he was thinking of, stabbing and walking away.
Well, yeah. I think what happens is maybe I don't want you to fall the ground.
Okay.
I think maybe you'll stumble back in here like this, and then he can walk away.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just close the door and walk off.
Right.
Another
Once he's out of
taken care
frame, then you close the door and walk off.
Got it.
Okay. Remember, the silver doesn't do anything.
Well, it hurts more than regular bullets.
Yeah.
But,
I think.
Like, did you?
I think you pull him out and start flicking at him.
Look at it.
Yeah, like as if you're like, well, this is what cursed me type of thing. Yeah. What do you think?
All right, so.
Can you go get the coins? Those bad. Or just silver.
So Pat, do the exact same thing you just did with the teeth, and we're going to try to match them up to your bottoms as best as possible. Actually, you know what? Bring them forward. We're going to pop the bottoms out.
They were doing so well.
Okay, go ahead. Toppers.
With this top shit again.
Quiet, set. And here we go. Action.
Didn't your mother ever tell you it's not polite to spit up your food?
Got it. Perfect. Scene's done.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Here, he's one take wonder.
All right, you can hop out of here, and we're gonna get this floor cleaned up.
All the way back. Nothing. One more time. Right. And action.
Nothing.
Good. All right. Somebody get in there and just pull that door shut, wouldn't they?
Roy is an angry, miserable, evil dude. And if you don't get that on your own, I'll tell you that right now. It's probably the most memorable film I've ever done just because of staying in the house for a week and filming in the house and all that we accomplished there, the hours we put in, the strain on everybody, the creative aspect, everything put together. I'll never forget it. It was a wild week. The way it was shot, the coloring, the locations. I think people are going to feel the scare in it, and that's what we're going for.
Miss Janine, we've been filming for 5 days. How are you doing?
Oh, just fantastic. I cannot wait to go back and work my normal 2 jobs, which will be a relief.
Here you go, Adam. You got a little more forward.
Very nice.
So, Keith, you've been filming for like 5 days straight now. How are you feeling?
With only 16 hours of sleep, I feel awesome. Let's get this done.
Okay, so the first thing is, you're here, Johnny. So we can get a nice clear shot of the door. Put the old man down, okay? Actually, that is your cue. So give it a 2 count after he says that. Old man down? Yep. And then you'll enter. I'm just.
All right, we're going to change this up a little bit. You're not in, we're still at the top.
Hey,
So, Melody, it is day 5 of filming. How are you feeling?
Linda mentioned this boat.
Good. Tired, but making it happen. Got that adrenaline going.
Yeah, I don't have. You're gonna have to hold it right more. Wait more. Okay. And more. Wait. Norm, go back a little bit. Try to get it right there. All right. And move the teeth around a little bit. Teeth around a little bit. And here we go. And action, boy. Cut. Now that looks like some badass. Like that. And action. Yeah, good. Got it.
I actually love shooting films that's in a location like this where the cast and crew actually stay in the house and shoot in the house because we all get to know each other and it's a close-knit family. Adam is like one of my favorite indie directors. He is very clear with his vision and he doesn't waste any time filming it. He's a great storyteller and he has a plan from A to Z and he's very quick at getting it done. He reminds me of a young Sam Raimi.
So Mike, you got a little bit of something on your face. Why don't you tell us what's going to happen today?
What's going to happen today is I'm getting shot in the head for being a scumbag, which I think is kind of harsh, but for an Adam Steigert movie, par for the course.
Okay.
And then he says, "I do believe it is."
So when you say,
walk him this way and say, "Son, I do believe it is."
I want Adam to know that I'm dedicated to this because I never wear polo shirts. I hate wearing polo shirts. So I will gladly wear a polo shirt if that means I'm getting a part.
Got our little handy dandy souvenirs too.
Perfect, perfect.
And once we're out playing the dead people.
We did it from the other side.
we did it from the other side, we didn't see it.
So Mike, you are almost wrapped on Fang. How you doing?
I'm feeling almost wrapped. Not bad.
He's not a bad guy. He's in a bad situation and he makes some poor choices. And sometimes he's kind of selfish, but you know, he really loves his girlfriend Chloe and he means well most of the time.
My character is Chloe Romero. I think she has a really awesome character arc of going from this dependent junkie to this badass empowered woman.
All we're going to do is go scale tomorrow, and that's it. I'll grab the coins, and that'll be it. I promise you, Carol. Nothing bad will happen. Plus, I have the best boys in the business working with me.
What if the curse is real?
And then you're going to basically come sit down, and then you'll say to her, why? You know, will give the flair for you two to do your thing here. Then he'll go, I don't know. And then Christmas will start his thing. So that's how you do it.
It came from a shipwreck of a 1715 Spanish treasure fleet, the Capitania. There were over 110 silver coins, all worth over $1 million. The ship sank during a hurricane that hit them on July 30th and 31st, 1715, as they sailed past Florida on their way back to Spain.
Do you really believe in all that?
I do. I don't know who I believe in. But whichever way this goes, someone's got us covered.
Got it there. Good. Now you can go hug him and all that.
I'm sorry. And that wasn't even hard. That was not even hard.
No, the other ones were pretty intense.
One more time.
I'm watching the build up for this. You're like.
Do one or two more with Barney, just so he has a choice.
Hey, you okay in there, Barney? Hey, Barney, you okay in there?
The most iconic character to me, I think, was Harold, played by Gregory Blair. Gregory just killed it with Harold. He is the nicest guy in the world, and he does creep to a T. He's really good.
I think from the second he walks on screen, he just steals the show because Gregory is just amazing. And even when we weren't filming, just Gregory himself, he's just phenomenal in every aspect of his personality. So I think he's gonna steal the show for everybody.
Everything he does with especially for the visitors, it's all a game to him. He loves it. And he knows what's gonna happen. And he can't wait.
It might be. I gotta go pick my lottery tickets.
To be honest with you, it's a pretty good idea.
Now, you know what's going to be awesome? The two of you are going to pull this off in one take. After they spent an hour and a half putting everything up. We'll be like, oh, that's real.
Yellow or purple?
I want both.
No, I think it's Looney, isn't it?
I don't know. Kristen would know.
You'll know this one.
Okay.
Speed.
Scene 31, shot 1, take 1. Set.
Action.
Working with the director, you're working long hours. I think we had, 3 consecutive 16-hour days when we were at the house in Cuca Lake. And at least I never felt like he was getting frustrated with us or, losing his temper, which is good. Because when you're that overexhausted, I'm sure being the director and having to make sure that all things are running smoothly can be pretty stressful.
He was very concise at being able to tell us exactly what he needed, but he also knew how to have fun and make us feel comfortable.
We're here on the second to last day for Fang the movie. We're actually just setting up. We had a bit of luck this past week. On Thursday, July 19th, there actually was a tornado about a mile away from Deftone headquarters where we're setting up right now.
Keep in mind that I'm right there like this, so when you get over like this, okay, and you can even do one of these glass things where you take down, you give her the pan. She's used to it by now. Okay?
Mr. Phil, it is your last day on set. How you feeling?
It's a mixture of relief and sadness because I've had such a great time working on this set with some really talented and great people, and it's just sad that it's coming to an end. But I can't wait to see the finished product. This is one of the few projects that I'm definitely can't wait to see. So.
We are at the McKinley Mall in Hamburg, New York, getting ready to shoot this scene for an extra scene for. We're not really shooting anything. We're actually getting pictures taken so that we can have them show up in the camera later on tonight.
We're fucking adorable.
We're there.
That's what's happening.
And I'm gonna shut this down.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, you do.
Actually taping the suit?
I've
never seen it.
Indie film at its best.
We improvise, yo.
Hello, friends. What seems to be the problem?
So you grab it from him and then you go back to draw your attention to it. Now you're going to take a look and see what it actually was.
Yeah.
And then that will give you that flair.
Give me that flair.
Okay. Very good, Michael. You're doing great. We'd be done by now if it wasn't for Steve.
Oh, stop that.
He went there. I love you, Steve. I love you.
Chris, it is the second to last day of filming. How are you feeling about this movie?
I am feeling fantastic. Tomorrow's my very first day of acting. I have 4 lines, so I'm looking forward to that. It's officially my last day on audio.
Most memorable for me is the basement scene with Crispy, and it's gross and it's fun and it's dark and it's the only time I got to touch blood. I was begging for blood the whole time we were filming this. I was like, get me bloody, but there was no reason to get me bloody, so I couldn't, and so it was the closest I got to it, and I was excited.
In order to get into costume, obviously my costume is simply a just tidy whities. There's nothing really more to it. We had our makeup director, Phil Beath, do a light painting of veins and stuff like that on me with the airbrush. And then I get taken downstairs to this basement in this wonderful home and was told that I was going to be drenched in blood. So Adam comes by with a bucket and starts pouring blood all over me. Then he pulls out an extra surprise. It's not just going to be blood and paint that's on me. He goes and pulls up some ground beef and just starts caking me with ground beef because it needed to be more disgusting. He then threw some more blood on me. And just when everything was ready, he had me sit up, pour blood on my seat, and make me sit on the blood too.
Like you're annoyed that she's doing that. And then what you're going to do, Sam, is you're going to look at him, you're going to acknowledge like he's looking at you, just do one of those, and then go back to reading, and that's it. That's easy stuff, right? All right.
Sound speeding?
Camera's rolling.
Scene 79, shot 2, take 1.
But don't black your face.
Okay, so you want me to not hold the chart?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Chart.
You can put the chart down and look at this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then pick your chart back up.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Sanders. How are you doing today?
Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Well, let's take a look.
You know, you've just wrapped on Fang. It's a super secret thing.
Very happy to be invited back again. Real quick and easy parts for me. but I do like to get to see everybody again.
With like 10 minutes to spare.
One thing about Deftones is it really is a family, same people, crew is always here. You know, get to touch base with people, say hello.
Go right ahead.
Always fun to come in at the end of the movie and see how people have, you know, gone through the hard work, and I just get to step in and everyone's, you know, I get the joyous moment, everyone's happy, it's the last day, so it's easy, it's the best day to be here.
Seeing the way we all develop, I think they're definitely gonna feel that fear, hopefully, that we've put into it, and also kind of feel, hopefully, triumphant with us in those good moments.
Walk away saying, hey, that was a cool movie. You know, I hope that maybe they get scared a little bit, maybe they jump in their seat a little bit, maybe they laugh a little bit, but you know, it all basically full circles to, I hope that they're entertained watching the movie.
Hopefully a whole range of emotions like suspense and fear and excitement.
Some moments of panic, which is always good if you're making a horror film or seeing a horror film. But I think the end result is people are just going to be very pleased with what they just spent time watching.
I want them to be sick watching this because of how just grotesque we decided to be, particularly with scenes like the basement and the dinner scene, and I just want to gross out the viewer as much as possible.
There's more than one ending, and I know that it's probably going to, Adam's going to want to tie things to another film later on, so there's just so much mystery about it. But I'm excited just to see what it is, just because I want to know, and then I'll be very excited to see how people react to it, because I think they're gonna flip out.